Hello and welcome everyone. I am Sophus Alexander of Zoho, and today we will be taking an insightful look at the online order management solution from Zoho known as the Zoho Inventory. Now, before we begin the tour, it is important to first understand a little about why Zoho Inventory can help micro, small and medium businesses with their inventory management needs. Well, for starters, Zoho Inventory will allow all your team members, be it salespersons, warehouse managers, stock takers, or business heads, to record transactions, make inventory adjustments, transfer stock between warehouses, create shipment labels for orders from your online store, and generate reports all in real time just from anywhere in the world, as long as you have a computer or a phone, a tablet with an internet connection. Next, Zoho Inventory can also be integrated with online sales channels, shipping carriers, payment gateways, and other Zoho products to expand its capabilities and to cover other facets of your business. If that is not enough, we've got various subscription plans to suit different businesses, including a completely free basic version for micro businesses that do less than 20 sales orders a month. Plus, our friendly neighborhood support is completely free for everyone working round the clock on all weekdays. Now, you can try this app by visiting our website www.zoho.com/inventory and sign up for a free 14-day trial period. Now, let us log into Zoho Inventory to know more about its features and functionalities. You will be greeted by a dashboard every time you log into Zoho Inventory. The dashboard is more than just a quick summary of your product inflow and outflow. It allows you a consolidated view of products moving across different channels, and it also has a few hot links that can take you directly to the relevant module. To the left, we have a retractable sidebar with a bunch of icons. You can also access your customer and vendor, the host of items and services you buy and sell, the sales transactions, the purchase transactions, and all your reports from this particular section. On top of that, you can also access some powerful integrations to expand the capabilities of certain inbuilt modules. Up top, you have a navigation bar where you can do a few things. From the left, we have the application button that contains the name and logo of Zoho Inventory. If you are using multiple Zoho applications for your business, then you can quickly switch between them using this particular switch. Next, you have a quick create button that will allow you to create almost all sorts of records and transactions without having to navigate to their respective modules. Slightly to its right, you have a history icon that will track all your recent moves and a search bar that can be used to find the things you need within Zoho Inventory. You can also use advanced filters to refine your search. To the right, the organizational button will allow you to manage and switch between multiple companies that you may manage or own. Further right, we have a bell that gives you notifications of important things like orders and stuff, a gear icon that will let you access the settings window, a help icon that will help you find resources or contact us as soon as possible, and finally your profile. Let us click on the gear icon and open settings now. Here's where the magic happens. As you being the administrator, you get to modify and customize your Zoho Inventory account to suit your business needs and tasks. That is awesome, right? Now let us see what each one of these modules can do. Let us start with the organization profile. Here, you will find all your company details that you had added earlier during the sign-up process. As your company grows, you can add more information or modify the existing information at any point. One nifty thing you can do here is to specify which email address would become the point of contact, or in other words, primary email address that would represent all system emails that are generated within Zoho Inventory and sent to your contacts. Next, we have users and roles, where you can add people who work with you, create and assign different permissions and roles for them. You can even limit what they can see, create or modify using custom roles and permissions of your organizations. To sum it up, an admin in Zoho Inventory is like an all-powerful god that has a say in what other team members can or cannot see or do. Does your establishment have more than one store or business locations that need inventory management? Then the Warehouses tab is where you can set up multiple warehouses. To add a new location, click on the plus new button, enter the location's name, address, the contact details and hit save. After recording all your warehouse information, you can also designate one of them as primary warehouse by clicking on the settings icon near the warehouse title and selecting Mark as primary. In the preferences section, you can customize certain functions of Zoho Inventory. This is the module which will help you fine-tune the way you want Zoho Inventory to work for you. While you can configure so many things here, from enabling new modules, approvals and more, one of the most important things you must do is select a mode of stock tracking for your company. Now, there are two modes: a physical mode that increases or decreases your inventory based on your receipts and shipments, and an accounting mode of stock tracking that will adjust inventory based on your invoices and bills. Select the most preferred mode of stock tracking of your business, and the next step, enable or disable the things you need. For example, you can have a dedicated salesperson field within your transactions that will later allow you to generate a sales by salesperson report. Here, you can change the way a customer's address appears on an order or invoice. You can also use this place to add custom fields to the contacts module to collect additional information. Do you need more fields to store item information? Worry not. We've got you covered with the help of custom fields within item preferences. To do so, click on the plus new custom field and then assign a particular label name followed by its data type. You can either make this custom field mandatory or optional. Making it mandatory will mean that one cannot save a particular item record without feeding some value into that particular field. We at Zoho always believe that businesses are unique, and some of you need more than the standard set to creatively express yourself while you buy and sell. In Zoho Inventory, you can do it in a number of ways, from custom fields to multilingual PDF templates to customizable email templates. Under sales order preferences, let us see how you can add a custom field to sales orders. You can also enable custom statuses for your orders in Zoho Inventory. For those who transact with clients and vendors from different countries, we have a multi-currency module with an automatic currency conversion mechanism. Here, you can add a currency of your preference by specifying a currency code and a symbol. Enabling exchange rate feeds will allow you to create transactions involving foreign currencies smoothly. Now, for those who are new here, Zoho Inventory is split into several editions, and these editions are mainly based on few things: your country, taxes, currencies, and rules. So the tax module can potentially be very different for you based on your choices. In a generic tax module, you can define taxes and tax groups. Price list will help you sell products at a highly customized price, either at an inflated or at a discounted price. You can define or import a price list here, and this can later be applied to a transaction or to a particular contact, based on which the pricing present in your transaction would get fluctuated. Now that we have made all the basic tweaks necessary to start your operations, we will now show you a typical purchase transaction within Zoho Inventory. So, what is a purchase order? Purchase order is basically a statement issued to your vendors with information such as the product or the services that you want to purchase, alongside their quantity, the price, and other agreed conditions. Creating a purchase order is much simpler. All you will need to do is click on the quick create icon or the plus new icon that is placed on top. Under the vendor name drop-down field, choose the desired vendor from the listing created already, or add a new vendor on the go by clicking on the plus new vendor option. Fill out the other details like purchase order number, expected delivery date, followed by the items and their corresponding quantity that you're purchasing. If you want the goods to be directly shipped to your customer, in other words, if you would like to create a drop shipment, enable the radio button which says customer under the deliver to and select the desired name of your customer. When the vendor has shipped you the ordered items, you can create a purchase receipt through the Receipts tab. This activity will make sure the physical stock of a particular item goes up. Partial receipts can also be created when the vendor provides you with only a part of the order and not the entire stock. The pending items can be received afterwards and the status gets changed to received from partially received. Please keep in mind the fact that creating a purchase receipt will increase only the physical stock of your item, while a bill has to be created to increase the accounting stock. The purchase receipt can instantly be converted into a bill by clicking on the Convert to Bill displayed alongside the purchase receipt. Doing this will make sure that the accounting stock also rises up. We kickstarted the purchase process by creating a purchase order, then came the creation of a purchase receipt, followed by its conversion into a bill to seal the deal. Since you're already aware of the methodology to create a bill from a purchase receipt, I will now walk you through the elaborate steps to create a standalone bill. Click on the Quick Create icon or the plus new button and enter the required information such as the bill number, vendor name, item name, quantity, and then hit Save as Draft or Save as Open button. A bill can also be created from a purchase order. Open a particular purchase order and then click on the Convert to Bill option to obtain the bill instantly. You can find this under the Bills tab on the top of a purchase order. You can also click the More button, which is on the top right corner, and then select Convert to Bill. If you have multiple open purchase orders issued to the same vendor, you can club them all into a single bill and record the payment through it. And you should be seeing a pop-up containing all the issued purchase orders to that particular vendor. Select the purchase orders that you wish to bill together and then click on the Add button. Fill up any additional details if you wish to and then hit on the Save button. Now, to record a payment towards a bill, open the bill, select the option Record Payment, fill in details such as the amount, date, etc. and click on the Save button. Once you save the payment, the status of the bill changes to paid or partially paid depending on the amount which was entered. You can see this payment detail under the Payments tab, and clicking on the payment number directly opens up the receipt in the Payments Made tab. We will now show you a typical sales transaction within Zoho Inventory. A sales order is a financial document denoting an upcoming sale that contains the quantity, price, the delivery details of the products or services that are being sold. Whenever you create a sales order, the quantity of items mentioned in it will be reserved or committed for fulfilling that particular order. In other words, this quantity will be taken off the available stock. Now let us quickly create a sales order to begin a sales workflow. To create a sales order, click on the Quick Create icon next to the Sales Order tab or the plus new icon that is placed on the top of the sales order window. Under the customer name field, you can either pick a customer from the existing list of customers, or like me, you can add a new customer by clicking on the plus new customer found at the bottom of the dropdown. In the contact creation window that follows, fill up the customer's name and their details such as tax preferences, currency, etc. and then click on Save. The customer is now added to the Zoho Inventory database forever and also to your sales order. Price lists can be associated with your contacts so that the prices get adjusted automatically at the time of creation of a transaction. If a particular contact is stationed in another foreign territory with a different base currency, try selecting the currency with which you would be doing business within. This will make sure that the transactions you create get converted based on the automated exchange rate feeds. In the sales order number field, a sales order number is system generated by default, but it can also be entered manually should the need arise. Now, if you are in the middle of a season sale or a holiday or a bonanza, then you can apply a special price list that will affect the prices of all items added to that particular sales order using the price list drop-down box. In the salesperson field, you can add a new salesperson or choose an already existing salesperson from the drop-down. Next up, we have the item table where you can add items. If you already have a list of items present inside the inventory database, then you can either search and select the item or use a barcode scanner to add the items to a sales order. I'm going to add a brand new item without exiting the sales order creation page by clicking on the plus new item option, which is found at the bottom of the item drop-down box. In the item creation window, mention its name, SKU, and the other details such as selling price, purchase price, and then hit save. Now the created item gets added to the sales transaction. A barcode scanner can also be employed to add the item to a transaction swiftly. Enter the quantity, rate, and tax if applicable from the drop-down. Enter the discount rate, shipping charges, and adjustments if any. Now click on Save as Draft to save the new sales order in the draft state, or you can save and send it to your customer directly. You can send a copy of the sales order through an email, or you can download the PDF version to print that particular sales order directly from Zoho Inventory by clicking on the respective icons. Here we have a complete sales order, and you will see a few buttons and options around it, including the mail, create, and edit buttons. Out of all these buttons, the more button has the most number of options. Options like converting the sales order into an instant purchase order, canceling items that are present in a sales order, cloning sales order, etc. To convert this sales order into an invoice, you can click on the Invoice tab found at the top of a sales order and then select New Invoice or Instant Invoice to convert the sales order into an invoice. Now, the invoice creation page pops up with the necessary information populated directly from your previously created sales order. Inside the invoice, there's something called payment options where you can choose how you want to be paid by the customer. You can even get paid online by integrating with payment gateways. If you wish to set up an integration, then choose the preferred payment gateway and enter the credentials to set up the account. Once everything is ready, just click on Save and Send to complete the invoice creation process. An email will be sent to your customers with an URL to complete the payment. Clicking on that particular link will take him or her to the payment gateway page where he or she can complete the payment process. The invoice status is now updated from sent to paid as soon as the payment information gets updated into the system. You can track all customer payments against this particular invoice under a dedicated section for payments. Now, allow me to demonstrate how you can record a manual payment for an invoice. Navigate to the preferred invoice and click on the Record Payment button. Select the Record Payment option in the drop-down, fill up all the details and click Save to record it. If you want to save time and quickly convert the sales order to an invoice, you can click the Instant Invoice option under the Invoice tab of the sales order page. This will skip the edit page and create the invoice instantly in a jiffy. Similar to the creation of invoices, packages and shipments can also be created with ease from a sales order. Click on the Create Package text under the Packages tab, select the number of items that are to be packed and then click on Save. It is time for us to ship the package so that the particular order can be fulfilled. Open the particular package by clicking on its name and then click on the Ship button found at the top right corner and select Ship manually. Select or type in the shipping carrier's name, and if you would like to track the whereabouts of your shipment through Zoho Inventory, feed in the tracking ID into the tracking ID field and then click on Save. After ship, a third-party service provider connects with Zoho Inventory to automate the tracking process for manual shipments and keeps you as well as your customer informed on the journey of the shipment. The status of the package changes to delivered automatically the moment the shipment reaches the customer, thus marking the sales order to be a fulfilled one. Now, let us consider a business scenario where you initiate a sale with one of your customers, ship the products and receive the payment. After receiving the product, the customer might return it due to reasons like receiving damaged or an expired product, a wrong delivery, or maybe a fraudulent order, etc. To handle the RMA process in a scenario like this, please open the particular sales order and then select the option to create a sales return from the top right corner. Select the warehouse to which the returned product has to be sent back. You can also type the reason for future reference. Under return quantity, mention the quantity of items that is being returned to your inventory. Enabling the credit only checkbox will make sure that these returned items are not added back to the inventory and this comes in handy when the items being returned are either damaged or expired and you need to provide the customer with credits but do not want them to be sent back to your original inventory. This sales return, which we just created, acts only as a proof for the items being returned. The physical stock of the returned item increases only when you receive it in your warehouse. So, to create a return receive, go to the particular sales return and create an item receive and hit save. Now, create a credit note to provide a refund for the returned items, which in turn increases the accounting stock. Issuing a refund to the customer will be the ultimate phase of the return processing. Enter the refund amount and save it to record the refund. If the customer is a regular buyer, then instead of giving cash refunds, you can also provide credits which can be applied to their pending or future invoices. Now I shall walk you through certain features and functionalities which will help you enhance the workflow of your business process. One of the striking features of Zoho Inventory is the ability to create back orders and dropshipment. To begin with, I'll show you how you can create a back order in Zoho Inventory with ease. A back order is nothing but a purchase order which is raised from a sales order whenever the items are out of stock or committed to other transactions. The percentage of items back ordered and the number of back ordered days are important measures of the quality of a company's customer service and the effectiveness of its inventory management. Navigate to the sales order page and create a new sales order. Enter the details as required. Please note that the back orders can be created only if the items in the sales order are out of stock. Send the sales order to the customer or mark it as confirmed once it is created. If the order contains items that are out of stock, you will be able to see a banner alerting you that back ordering is required. Click on Back Order Now button to create a back order. Alternatively, you can also select the More button and then click on the back order option to create a back order for the items. A dialog box now appears and it allows you to choose the items for back ordering. Select the items that you wish to place a back order and click on Back Order button. The sales order will now be moved on to an on hold status. A purchase order will now appear automatically with the items already filled in. Enter the other values like vendor name and then click on Save. Send the purchase order or mark it as confirmed. And now to complete the back order process, please raise a bill from the particular purchase order. The status of the sales order will now be changed to confirmed. From here, you can pick and pack and ship it to your customers. When you open a back ordered sales order, you will also be able to see the purchase order associated with it in a tab Back Ordered Purchase Orders present at the top of the particular sales order. You can also create a single back order for multiple sales orders at once. To do so, select the sales orders that are needed to be back ordered, click on More Actions and select Bulk Back Order. In the dialog box that pops up, select the items that you wish to back order and then click on the back order button to proceed with the aforementioned process. Now you have successfully created your very first back order in Zoho Inventory. Dropshipments are another important aspect to your supply chain management. This involves a process in which the seller will not keep any goods in stock while he would transfer the customer order and the shipment details directly to the manufacturer or a wholesaler who then ships the goods directly to the customer on behalf of the seller. To create a dropshipped sales order in Zoho Inventory, navigate to the sales order module and then open a sales order that you wish to dropship. Click on the More button found on the top right corner and then select Dropship. In the pop-up menu, choose whether you want to partially or completely dropship the current sales order. Partial dropshipment will allow you to dropship the items selectively from your sales order, while complete dropshipment would place a dropshipment order for all the items involved in that particular sales order. Select partial dropshipment, tick mark the items that you wish to dropship, and then click on the Dropship button. A new purchase order page opens up. Select a vendor or add a new one. The item details and dropship to details are fetched from the sales order and populated automatically. Click on Save to successfully create a dropshipment. To create a dropship for items from several sales orders, go to the sales order module, tick mark the sales orders that are meant for the same customer with the same delivery address. Click on the More Actions drop-down button and select Dropship. The item details and dropship to details are fetched from the sales orders and populated in the new purchase order page automatically. Select the vendor and then proceed to click Save to successfully create a bulk dropshipment. You can now access the purchase order under the Dropshipments tab in the associated sales order page and mail them to your vendor. To invoice a dropship sales order, open the dropship sales order, go to the Invoices tab, click New Invoice. A new invoice page bearing all the details from the sales order will open up. Make all the necessary changes and click Save. Now you can email this invoice to your customer and get paid. To fulfill a dropship sales order in Zoho Inventory, raise a bill for the dropship purchase order. Doing this will move the status of the dropship sales order from confirmed to fulfilled. I hope you might have received a very good insight on creating and fulfilling your sales by right now. If you have noticed, there will be few standalone functions present on the left panel, and each one of these houses its own functionalities that will be of very great help to you. As a business owner, you'll have a lot of customers to buy products or services from you. Hence, it is very essential to save their contact information to create transactions quickly and do businesses efficiently in the long term. We have already seen the creation of contacts while a transaction was being created. Now, it is time for us to learn how contacts can be created through these standalone modules. The customer or vendor module in Zoho Inventory is where you save all the details of your customers and vendors. This will make sure that these contacts become available during the time of creation of a transaction, hence saving you a lot of time. There are multiple ways in which you can add new customers or vendors in Zoho Inventory. To add a new customer in Zoho Inventory, go to the Customers module in the left sidebar. Click the Plus New button in the top right corner of the page. Now enter all the basic information such as the name of the customer, primary contact, company name, customer display name, customer email address, customer phone, website information, etc. In the other details section below, you can either enter customer currency and payment terms. This section also includes provisions to enter the tax details of your customer. If needed, you can also provide your customer's official social media links here. Go to the Address tab to enter your contact's billing and shipping addresses. If the shipping address is the same as the billing address, then click on the Copy Billing Address option to avoid re-entering the address. Go to the Custom Fields tab. Here you can view the custom fields you have added in your contact preference. Now click Save to create the new contact. To add a new vendor in Zoho Inventory, go to the Vendors module in the left sidebar. Click the Plus New icon on the top right corner. Enter all the basic information and then hit Save. You can import your contacts and contact persons into Zoho Inventory in the form of a CSV file or a TSV file. The file size can be up to a maximum of 1 megabyte. Now to import the CSV file, go to the Customers or Vendors tab. Click the hamburger icon or the icon with 3 lines on the top right corner and select the Import Customers or Import Vendors option from the drop-down box. Choose whether you are importing the customer or vendor or their contact persons. Download the sample file and compare it with your file to make sure it matches the right format. Click the Choose File button and select the file to be imported from your device and choose whether to skip or overwrite duplicate contacts. Select the appropriate character encoding and file delimiter and click Next. Match the fields from Zoho Inventory with the appropriate field names in your import file. Now click on the Check Save these selections for use during future imports option if you wish to use the same mapping of fields in future imports and click Next. You can see the status of all the contacts that are ready to be imported that are skipped. If any contact is skipped, check the file again and click Import. Since Zoho Inventory and Zoho Books are seamlessly integrated, the moment you create a contact in Zoho Books, the same contact will be available in Zoho Inventory and vice versa. Items are the products that you sell or services that you render to various clients and that can be purchased from various vendors in a business. You can either create an item through the CSV file similar to that of the contact import process or through the user interface. Click on plus new on the top right corner and ensure that you feed in details of the particular item in the resulting screen. Categorize your items through the category drop-down box. You can associate up to 15 item images to a single item listing. Setting up of a reorder point comes in handy when you want to receive an email alert whenever the stock gets depleted to a value below a set point. If you would like to track the inventory for your items, then enable the checkbox that says track inventory for this item. Scrolling down, you should be able to see two advanced inventory tracking functionalities by the name serial numbers and batch numbers. Serial number tracking is a system with which you can track individual units of an item right from its creation throughout to its sale. Each unit will possess an unique identification code with which you can find out which unit was sold to which customer. This feature highly benefits the electronics and automobile industry for warranty and repair purposes. For instance, the IMEI number on your mobile phones help the service center keep a very good track of all the after-sale services provided and replacements made for that particular mobile phone. In Zoho Inventory, you will be able to store these serial numbers as and when you create purchase bills for the items received from your vendor. You will also be able to handpick and specify the serial numbers of the items that should be sold, thus giving you a transparent view of the transacted items. You will be able to create serial number tracked items only if you enable it. To do so, navigate to the settings. Under preferences, click items and then select serial number tracking as your method of stock tracking. Now click save at the bottom of your page to save the settings. You can also create new items with serial numbers in Zoho Inventory. To do so, navigate to the items module and start the creation process by either clicking on the quick create button or the plus new button on the top right corner. Fill up the item details like I told earlier, and this time select track serial number option under advanced inventory tracking. If you have entered an opening stock, you will be able to add serial numbers for the item in the text box provided beneath. If you have enabled warehouses in Zoho Inventory, then select a warehouse and enter the opening stock to be added to that particular warehouse. You can either manually enter the serial number or scan it using a barcode scanner for all the units and then click save. The serial numbers will now be available for your transactions. Click open a particular item from the list view and you can see all the information related to an item stock on the right hand side. Accounting stock will be based on sales invoices and purchase bills, while the physical stock is based on the shipments created and the purchase receipts. You can also see the name of the warehouses in which the particular item is stationed at the terminal end of the screen, and the transaction tab helps you find the transactions in which the particular item was involved, while history of updates done to the item will be found under the history tab. To talk about batch tracking is a system that allows you to group and monitor a set of stock that share similar properties. With batch tracking, you can track the expiry date of your items, trace defective items back to the batch that it belonged to. In Zoho Inventory, you will be able to record the items you receive as batches along with its manufacture date and expiry date. And later, when you are looking to make a sale, you can safely pick items from those batches that are well within its usage period. You will be able to create batch tracked items only if you enable it. To do so, please follow the similar procedure that we did for enabling the sales orders under the settings menu. If you are raising an invoice for items which have serial numbers, there are few additional steps that are needed to be done. The moment you add a line item with serial numbers enabled, you'll be getting an option to select the new serial number for the units that are being added to your inventory. Selecting the option will open up a dialog box where you can either manually select the serial number or place the cursor on the empty field and scan the serial number of the item using a barcode scanner for the quantity specified. You will see that the serial numbers will be automatically added to your transaction, and after the creation of the invoice, you will be able to see the serial numbers associated with it at the bottom of the invoice details page. Raising an invoice for a batch tracked item is just a few additional steps away. The moment you add a line item with batch tracking enabled, you'll be getting an option to select the batches for the units that are leaving your inventory. In the following dialog box, you will be able to select the batch number from the drop-down and enter the quantity that goes out. The aggregate of the quantity taken from each of those batches has to match with the invoice quantity of that line item. After creating the invoice, you will be able to view the selected batches and the quantity taken from each of those batches at the bottom of the invoice details page. Now that we have a very good insight on creating transactions involving serial numbers and batch numbers, let us take into account another scenario wherein you have to move items from one warehouse to another due to a particular reason. Transfer order is the module that is going to save your day. A transfer order is nothing but a document that keeps record of all the inventory transfers performed from one warehouse to another, thereby greatly reducing the hassle of manually updating the stock levels. To create a transfer order, expand the items drop-down menu in the sidebar and go to transfer orders and click on plus new button on the top right corner. Enter the transfer order number and select source and destination warehouse. Select the items and enter the quantity to be transferred. Alternatively, you can click the add items in bulk option to add several items at once to your transfer order. If you wish to start a transfer and receive it later, click on initiate transfer button. The transfer order status will be set as in transit and the stock receipt has to be done manually. If you wish to complete the transfer instantly, click transfer and receive. In this case, the stock will be transferred right away. This option can be used to record a stock transfer that already took place. The list of all transfer orders done and their details can be found in the transfer orders section. To receive items in a transfer order which is in transit, expand the items drop-down menu, go to the transfer orders, select the transfer order which you wish to receive, click the mark as received button on the top of the transfer order page, and then select the receive date and click on save. That is it. The stock will now be received in the destination warehouse. By integrating with Aftership, you can receive real-time updates on the whereabouts of your stock. To activate tracking on your transfer order, visit the transfer order module, open the transfer order that you wish to track, click the track stock transfer button on the transfer order details page, enter the tracking details provided by your shipment carrier service, enable the option send status notification to receive timely updates on the transfer status. To view your transfer status, open a tracked transfer order, click on transfer timeline option at the top. A pop-up slides from the right where you can view the current location and the complete history of your stock transfer in a timeline fashion. Click the mark as received button on the top of the transfer order page and then select the receive date and click on save. That is it. The stock will now be received in the destination warehouse. You can print a transfer order by clicking on the print icon found on the top. You can also download a PDF by clicking on the PDF download icon, or even delete it by clicking on the trash icon. The next functionality, item adjustments, allows you to manually change your stock levels without the need of supporting transactional documents. In Zoho Inventory, accounting stock increases whenever a purchase bill is created, while it decreases in the case of creating a sales invoice. There might be scenarios in which the stock level has to be adjusted due to certain conditions, and there might be no transactions to support this stock fluctuation. To facilitate this manual adjustment, choose Inventory Adjustments from the left pane under the Items module and select the reason for adjustment followed by the item's name. Mention the quantity and save the adjustment. Now, the stock level of that particular item would have come down by the mentioned quantity. Next up will be item groups. Item groups will be of immense help to people in creating items with multiple variants or attributes. Listing out the attributes will result in the instant creation of items, thereby saving a huge chunk of time. Item groups can also be uploaded through a CSV file via the import provision, and ungrouped items can also be added to an existing item group or a new item group at a later point of time. Composite items in Zoho Inventory is a single commodity that is composed of two or more items and/or services. With composite items, you can create kits and sell them for customized rates and perform assemblies to create finished goods. Creating a composite item is similar to that of the creation of an individual item, where you will be adding the items and the quantities of these items that would constitute the composite item. This should be done under the associate item fields and then proceed to click on save. Creating a composite item will not have any effect on the stock level of your composite item. So to increase the stock level of a composite item, you can either create a bundle or adjust the stock of the composite item or purchase the composite item directly from your vendor. Bundling is clubbing together different components in desired quantities to produce a single commodity. These components could be goods, services, or other non-inventory items of your choice. To create bundles, open the preferred composite item and click the Create Bundle button and enter all the mandatory details and choose the warehouse within which you would like to create these bundles. You can add items and services of your choice and then click Save Bundle button. You can view the bundling details by clicking on the bundle number under the bundling history section. The bundling process will increase the stock of the composite item, while the stock of the individual item will drop as per the quantity used by this process. Next up will be the sales order module. Since we have already seen the quickest way to create a sales order, I shall now walk you through provisions that can help you with other aspects of a sales order in Zoho Inventory. Historical sales orders or sales orders from another application can also be imported bulk into Zoho Inventory with the help of CSV files. Click on the Import Sales Orders from the three-lined icon and make use of the sample file provided through that. You can also send a copy of this particular sales order through an email, or you can download the PDF version or print the particular sales order directly from Zoho Inventory by clicking on their respective icons. Clicking on the More button will reveal you functions such as converting the sales order to a purchase order directly, cancelling items in a sales order, cloning a sales order, etc. Bulk updation of sales orders can be carried out through the Bulk Update button. You can bulk confirm sales orders, mark multiple orders to be fulfilled, bulk print, bulk delete, etc. Next up is the Integrations module. The Integration module bridges and integrates you to a host of shipping service providers, payment gateways, and other applications. This gives you a better reach to customers and new markets, and completing you as the perfect vendor to your customers. There are a lot of benefits that are hidden under this particular integrations module, which will give you access to new markets with marketplaces and shopping carts, major shipping service providers at your disposal, popular payment gateways for secure and instant transactions, working together with a robust accounting platform Zoho Books, access to a highly customizable CRM platform Zoho CRM, and an automated tax calculation with the help of Avalara. The integration with Aftership is a value-added service that will help you in automating the tracking process of your manual shipments. This also helps you in providing timely updates to both your customer and yourself. Zoho Inventory has direct integrations with UPS and USPS, while we also have integrations with multiple shipping providers spread across the world, and this is done with the help of EasyPost, a third-party service provider. Now, through this integration, you will be able to achieve the printing up of a shipping label, and hence you can save a lot of time. All you will need is a label printer connected to your computer, and with the help of Zoho Inventory, you can instantly print the label and send it to your shipping provider. I shall now show you the quickest and easiest way to generate a shipping label. For that, go to the sales order module and pick out a particular sales order, create a package for it, and save it. Now, click on the Ship button found on the top right corner and select Ship via Carrier. In the resulting screen, select the carrier drop-down box and select the shipment provider through whom you are sending out your package. Make sure the dispatch address and the destination address is authentic and click on Save and Continue. In the resulting screen, the shipment order number is automatically generated, while you can choose to generate the shipment order number manually too. Under the parcel type drop-down box, select one of the predefined parcel types or select Specify Custom Dimensions. Now, you will have to measure the package dimensions and feed in the values into the appropriate columns as shown below. Now, click on the Get Rates button Zoho Inventory would automatically communicate with your shipment provider, and it would show you a list of options from which you can choose the most preferred one. Go to the next step where you can generate the label. You can even download a PNG format of that particular label, which can eventually be printed. Moving back to the integrations module, you should be able to see some more options such as integration with Zoho Commerce, and then integration with marketplaces such as Etsy and Amazon. And in the shopping cart, we do support almost all the major providers such as Shopify, Magento, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, etc. The main advantage of integrating your online marketplace and shopping cart with Zoho Inventory is your stock on hand will automatically be updated across all the sales channels that you are integrated with. So whenever there is a change in stock level inside Zoho Inventory, it would immediately be reflected across all the online marketplace that you are integrated with. A sales order will be automatically generated for an unfulfilled sale made in any one of these channels, and you can easily automate your customer base as every new contact gets automatically added when a new sale is made in any of the channels when you sync with them. Shipment information is also automatically updated to your marketplace when you create a shipment order for an online sale. You can also expect a butter smooth integration with the other Zoho applications. For example, Zoho CRM, the flagship product of Zoho, has a very good rapport with Zoho Inventory. You can also integrate with Zoho Sign, for which you can easily make digital signatures. Zoho Books, which is a simple to set up and simple to use robust accounting platform on the cloud. And this will make sure a centralized data exists between Zoho Books and Zoho Inventory. Thereby, you can eliminate double entries. You can also have access to additional modules inside Zoho Books for your inventory and customer management, like recurring invoices, recurring bills, accounts, client portal, credit notes, timesheets, more reports, and more in-house integrations. Zoho Analytics will help you create custom and complex reports. So if you would like to generate a very complex report based on your inventory data, you can push all your data into Zoho Analytics platform. Zoho Click is a messaging platform which will help you get all in-app announcements and notifications. We can also integrate Zoho Desk with Zoho Inventory to create a ticket-based invoice, and you can even charge your clients for the tickets that you have handled using Zoho Desk's customer service tools. Integration with your Slack channel, your G Suite account, Office 365, and Crossfire Cloud EDI are some of the prerequisites of using Zoho Inventory. If you would like to take a complete backup of all the data that is present inside Zoho Inventory, you can instantly click on the data backup option as shown here. This will also be available under the settings menu. Click on the backup your data button. So all your data ranging from your transactions, items would be compressed into a zip file, and you will be receiving an email with a link to download the data after a few minutes. And if you would like to change the templates of your transactional documents, please visit the templates option. Here you can completely change the look and feel of your transactional documents so that they can look professional and intricate with all the necessary details printed on it. The automation module houses a huge pool of options which will allow you to create a set of rules for modules of Zoho Inventory based on which appropriate actions would be performed. A good example would be a case where a congratulatory email is sent automatically to the team members when a sales order is made for over $1,000. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and there is still a lot more options to be discovered and explored with the help of this automation module. Apart from the integration with Zoho Analytics, Zoho Inventory also possesses certain systematic reports by default, and these reports can help you in keeping a very good track of your business, your products, and all financial information related to your contacts. The inventory, sales, and purchase reports gives you an insight on ongoing and prior transactions with stock reports that can be customized as per your requirements. Open the reports module from the left pane and select the preferred report. Click on Customize Report at the top of the report to specify a date range, and click on the Run Report button to generate the report. You can also click on the Print button available on the top to print the generated report, and clicking on Export As button will download the same in the desired format. I would like to thank you for spending your time and looking through this video. For further assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. You can either reach us through our toll-free lines or you can always send us an email. Thank you and see you soon.